Hi everyone, this is Tina with Serviceberry, and we're finally breaking ground on our Serviceberry tree new garden bed project. So I just wanted to take you along with me on what the project is. It makes me really excited. My husband has rented a sod cutter for a project in the front yard. We might as well do the sod cutting now while we can, while we have the machine. So we are getting ready to do the sod cutting in this area to create me a new flower bed. Not like I need any more, but still, you know, I can't help myself. This is the area that I have been wanting to expand a garden bed into. So this area, just kind of give you a glance, this is our backyard area. Here is Garden Avenue. Sorry about the hose, this is what I'm using to map it out. What I've been wanting to do is because once you get past the arbor here with our Zephyrin Druin roses and our tree here, there really isn't much to see after that. You're kind of taking your eye to the tree area. This is a beautiful Serviceberry. I decided that I want to expand this area and make this a garden space. Now the nice thing is that I can move my hose reel however I need to, but typically it's going to be kind of on a straight part, so we can still walk through this area of grass, and then we can also walk on this area of grass over here. So I have a bobo hydrangea hedge that as it gets bigger, it's going to create a beautiful pathway. We've also got the boxwoods over there that's going to also kind of shelter this pathway going in this direction. So I wanted it to be two different pathways to be able to get out into the yard. Now, one thing I will consider is putting in some kind of pavers down the road, but right now it is just a matter of getting the map drawn out and the area that I want to go with. So this is the area, and I think it's going to look really great. I lost my red paint. As you can see, I've been using red paint for the lines for this new flower bed. However, I lost it. So I am just going to use blue instead. It's going to be a nice, probably blend in with the hose a little bit better than the color that we're using. So it is very muggy, and we're expecting severe storms later, so I wanted to try to at least get this dry before the storm comes. We're hoping to be able to do the sod cutting on this bed this weekend. Okay, and I'm just going to leave some of the weeds they've already died, but this area is going to be cut up anyway, so I might as well just leave it there for now. The sod cutter made great work of this new flower bed. I am so excited. Here we are a couple days later. We have had some torrential rains, so it's been really hard to get out here and get this part done, but I went ahead and, as you can see, I did put down the cardboard and the just paper bags. Some of them moved a little bit from last night's storm. We've been having terrible rainstorms. It's doing wonders for the lawn. The lawn is staying nice and green, which is really great. Here we are mid-August. Usually it looks like it's fried by now. I didn't get to film that yesterday. My grandson was here and it was just too hard to film while he's screaming, playing in the pool. So my apologies. But what I did was I just laid it down and put bricks and stuff like that over top of it for today. Now, I have a garden tour coming tonight. So I have a bunch of ladies from a garden club, and I am all the way towards the river, towards Iowa. So it is a pretty long drive for these ladies to come and see the garden. So I was really honored that they wanted to take a garden tour and have me host it, but I still have so much to do, and I'm so far behind because of the rains and humidity and mosquitoes. Everything that comes with all this rain also is making things a little bit more difficult. Not to mention the storm last night brought down more branches that I had to deal with this morning. My little trees, my newer trees, this is a Serviceberry, and my maple tree, they're doing just fine. But if you watch any of my videos, you know it is the neighbor's tree that is giving me the most grief. And so needless to say, I'm a little bit frustrated on that part. I got that cleaned up. Since I don't have any plants that I'm going to be planting in this area right now, maybe when fall arrives, maybe if I can pick up some clearance plants. You know, I've kind of gone through my budget for this year on flowers. Maybe the following year, maybe spring is when I'm going to be able to plant this up. Now, again, I might plant this fall if I can find some flowers that are affordable, and I have some plants that need relocating from my garden. This is going to be the place that they go, but I want to make it purposeful. So I don't really have that many places. As you can see through my garden, there aren't that many places to tuck any annuals in. Everything is pretty filled with perennials. So if you're kind of look around, everything is covered with perennials. So it doesn't really allow me that much room for annuals. I can only put them in pots, and I'd like to branch out a little bit and be able to have a border of annuals for next year. So with that in mind, I really want to leave the edges around the garden bed here. I want to leave that open and available for putting a whole hedge of annuals all the way around the tree and back this direction. So it'll look like it's bordered with annuals next year. So I want to get my hands on a whole bunch of annuals for next year. That's why I'm going to wait for that project until spring. But I might plant up some things in the middle as I find bargains. So I'm going to take you now. We're going to go ahead and get the wheelbarrow, and we're going to start hauling some mulch over. I got all of the cardboard covered, and now I will be doing a little bit more detail when it isn't so humid and I don't have a show going on tonight. Now, I didn't mulch the other side that much just because we already have a thick layer of mulch around this tree. I didn't want to put any more on the tree, and I am going to move it away from the tree a little bit because I just don't want it suffocating. I have asked, every time that we get a tree planted, I have been asking them to plant it a little bit high because I plan on putting mulch and compost and things like that around the tree to give it a better chance of survival instead of getting buried too low. So I think it looks really good. Probably eventually I'll come up with a better border because right now it's just cut sod. It is not a defined border, so I know I'm going to have to come in here soon and really clean it up, but this was a quick solution to get it done and get it at least looking like it is going to be a new show garden. But at least it's done for tonight, and I can always come back in the fall when it cools down a little bit and work on more defined edges, maybe put in some rocks around the border, because I really would like those rocks that I did in the front to flank the boxwood hedge and around this garden bed. I think it would just look so much better. If you haven't seen what that edging looks like, I'll take you back over there to the east garden. Plus, it's a lot shadier there. It's going to feel so much better. But here's that rock border that I have on the east garden. And then it also flows into our front yard space. So I really like this rock look, and I would love to carry it into the backyard and do it there as well. So we'll wait and see. That might be another fall project, but just for those who were asking, I know that question did come up, that how do we keep the grass from growing in between the rocks here? And what I did was I did a cardboard method. So I put the cardboard down. First I dug a trench, so where I wanted the rocks to go. So I formed a little trench there. And then when I came in with the cardboard, I laid the cardboard all the way down into the trench. And then I put the rocks on the top. And then filled the bed with mulch. So that seems to be working. This is 2 years old, and I have not had to do any real pulling of weeds around this area. Now every once in a while I'll get one of the weeds that's like a tree seed, but I really don't have much. So like, for example, I might get a little bit of one here and I just pull it by the root, get it out. But really, I don't have a problem with grass growing in between. So just wanted to take you along, and I'm going to call it for today. I am very sweaty and I have to get ready for tonight's garden tour. So wish me luck, and we will see you next time. Have a great garden day.